20-year resident of the village of DeForest. With this statement, I am submitting for the record legally obtained communications of village staff and board members. You have already heard from Rhonda Trinan and Meinholz about the unusual request that QTS is making to modify the village of DeForest comprehensive plan in order to make its rezoning request legal. As Rhonda noted, this is essentially allowing QTS and, as I discovered tonight, Alliant to dictate to the residents of DeForest what our comprehensive plan goals and objectives should be. As we heard, we are ripe for the picking. I don't envy QTS. It's a tough sell to a community of Midwesterners who generally have pretty good fertilizer detectors. The developer is also up against the fact that 5 of the 7 board members must approve the annexation ordinance because of the way it was filed. To overcome these challenges, QTS's strategy is to convince you that this project is already a done deal. They want you to believe that the development is inevitable by the time the annexation ordinance comes to a vote, and they only have 120 days from the filing of the annexation petition to make that case. To minimize their risk, QTS is asking the village to have your counterparts on the Planning and Zoning Commission approve a comprehensive plan change and zoning change before the board even considers the annexation ordinance. This strategy was developed by Alex Alon, Bill Chang, and QTS representatives through a series of meetings and communications between March and October of last year. The reason given was the developer's, quote, clear preference to gain as much certainty as possible prior to annexation, end quote. I want to acknowledge that Mr. Alon repeatedly emphasized in these communications that this strategy was not the village's preference and that the village team, quote, would still advocate for running the annexation first, end quote. At one point, Mr. Alon described the strategy as, quote, particularly aggressive, end quote, and warned that it was, quote, putting the proverbial cart before the horse, end quote. Yet, if you look at Section 2B of the pre-annexation agreement, the village administrator is essentially asking you to codify this strategy on QTS's behalf. In light of this information, I urge the board to vote against the pre-annexation agreement, the comprehensive plan change, the zoning change, and the annexation ordinance. The village should not do business with this developer. I also want to remind you that regardless of what village administrators or the president may say, the only criteria required for considering the annexation ordinance was the Department of Administration's finding, which was not in the public interest. Please think carefully about what the Village of DeForest administrators and presidents, whether the Village of DeForest administrators and president have the residents' best interests at heart when you attend the P&Z public hearings on the comprehensive plan on February 9th.